Hello, hello. How's it going? Sarah Kate here, or Sarah Banas, and I wanted to ask you a question. I wanted to see if you are feeling just stuck and just unsure on what to do to grow your network over social media. Do you ever feel like maybe you're just looking around and you're asking yourself, and as you're watching other networkers, other social media influencers, maybe you're asking yourself, what is it that they have that I don't have? Well, look, in today's Daily Dose of Awesome, your dose of inspiration, education, and motivation from Elite Marketing Pro, soon to be Attraction Marketing, we're going to discuss the importance of having as many tools in your toolbox as possible to help you grow a larger audience and develop deeper connections with them. That way you can cultivate the dream or the team of your dreams. So, like I said, my name is Sarah Banas, or if you're friends with me on Facebook, or if you've seen me in the community, you might see me as Sarah Kate. That is my brand name, so keep an eye out for that. I am a mentor and a traffic coach in the Elite Marketing Pro community, and I help out awesome rock star leaders like yourself who are rocking out their business, just kind of go even further with their own. I am from the Chicago area, so as you're hopping on, let me know where you're watching from. I'm from the Chicago area, and so far it's not so bad outside. So now, just so you know, once again, I'm not getting any comments on my phone. However, I have a screen below my phone, and I'm going to be taking a look at your comments, so bear with me. I may not be looking at the phone directly. So, hey Maddie, I see you. Hey Adrian, so nice to see you, my friend. Hey Rebecca, thanks for hopping on. Cindy from Denver, love the Colorado area. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I truly appreciate it. Heidi from Virginia. Ooh, I like that area too. And from Susan from Canada. You guys, thanks for hanging out with me. It's always so much fun to be here. Now look, today we are going to talk about the importance of tools. Now, a little bit of a different topic, but I want to talk about how important they are to have as many tools as possible in your toolbox, also known your business toolbox. And I'm going to do that by actually sharing a little bit about myself. Most of you probably don't even know this about me. It's kind of an interesting fact, but first, let me know how's it going and tell me what was your biggest win from this week. All right, it was a good week. I got back from the workshop on Monday. I was at the Scale 2 workshop, so if you're watching, go ahead, give me like a raise your hand or a shout out. Like, it was a good workshop, wasn't it? But if you've had any awesome wins, share it below because I want to celebrate you. And as you do that, I'm going to take a sip of water. So, all right. Jennifer from British Columbia. Oh, it is so beautiful there. Thanks for hanging out. Hey, Ashley. All right, so you guys keep on dropping in those wins. I will definitely cheer you on. I just love seeing this community win. Like, that's what it's all about for me, and it's what it's all about for here. So, all right. So a little bit about myself and having the importance of different tools in your toolbox. Now, before I got into network marketing and before I got into attraction marketing with Elite Marketing Pro and joining this amazing community, I used to be a dog trainer. And look, it wasn't a hobby, it was a full-blown career. I invested a lot of money to develop those skills, which it sounds super cool. It sounds super cool. I thought it was super cool, and it was in the beginning, and then it turned out not to be. But that is another story for another time. But look, when I got into dog training, I went to school for it. It was hardcore. It was a 6-week course where literally all I did was just breathe, live, and dream about dog training. And I can remember my instructor just pounding it into our heads that you need as many tools in your toolbox in order to train dogs. And as a dog trainer, this looked like having, using treats, clickers, collars, different methods, approaches, energies. Like, we needed it all because every dog is different. Now, that doesn't mean that there was a right and wrong approach. It doesn't mean that one was good or bad. It just meant that one approach was probably better for another dog. Because look, Every single dog out there, like I said, they're different. And each dog has a different personality and they have different triggers. Some are hyper, some are shy, they're passive, they're friendly, they're lazy, fearful, and even aggressive. And each personality needs a little bit of a different approach. But no matter what, despite the tools that we were using, the core values always remained the same. Now let me ask you, does that sound familiar to you? Let me know if it does. Drop a 1 if that sounds familiar, if you can relate, because look, this is very similar to dealing with people. There's different personalities and different learning modalities when we are working with people, right? Like, can you agree? If you do, give me some like hearts. All right, drop some love. I want to make sure we're on the same page there. Now look, when it comes to network marketing or attraction marketing, do you think that it's a one-size-fits-all that's the best thing to do? No. But oftentimes we get caught up into it. And before I move forward, I just want to let you know, if you're learning about attraction marketing, it is wise to focus on one thing and move forward. But once you get there, to learn other strategies and different learning modalities, that way you can build a larger network of people. Does that make sense? And to prove my point, like the importance of this, I want to ask you as viewers here, like, what's the best way that you learn? Because there's more than one learning modality, right? So what's the best way that you learn? Are you a visual learner? Maybe meaning you like to watch videos? Maybe you're a doer. Like, I'm a doer where I have to implement things as soon as I learn them. And then also I like to teach others. That's another way where it really gets into my head and it just really works out for me. Whatever it is, let me know, because I'm actually really curious. So let's take a look. So, okay, great. Susan, you said it's making total sense. That's awesome. I want to see your learning modalities. Oh, Edward, you're a canine handler. You're a canine handler? That's so cool. Like, I freaking love that, and I was always inspired. I worked with some police canines. Like, it's so much fun. I'm glad that you're getting my analogy. Very cool. Everyone's dropping some 1s, giving some love. Oh, I love it. Excellent. And I see your wins. I will get back to that, I promise you. Oh, I see Stephanie, you're a visual. Excellent. And then doing. Susan, working with others, and that really helps. That's fantastic. Love it. Watching and learning from leaders. Sherry, rock on. But this is proving my point, right? There is different learning modalities for different people. And so that's super important. Can you now see the importance of having different tools in your toolbox to help you run an effective business? Are you making this connection? Drop a number 2 in the comments below if you're making that connection. Now, as a dog trainer, it was essential for me to have, because in any given day, I'd work with a lazy lab that just, honestly, they kind of needed their booty pushed a little bit. I would work with fearful shelter dogs that were just complete basket cases and just terrified of everything. And I'd even work with aggressive 60, 80-pound dogs that had zero interest in me handling them whatsoever. And look, each one needed a completely different approach, because if I approached, let's say, I can remember one that stands out. It was an aggressive Doberman who was in her crate and she was lunging at me, trying to attack me. And if I approached her the same way that I would approach a lazy lab, you better believe it that I would have gotten a chunk bitten out of me. But no matter what, and this brings me to my first point of having these tools, all right, no matter what, it all started off with growing a relationship with them. I just used a different approach. So the core value was the same. And it's the same thing that you need to do with your audience. You need to grow a relationship with them. And so you might be wondering, how might you do that? And if so, I'm going to tell you. Now, with a dog, I can tell you that you've got to come beside them. You've got to let them check you out. And you've got to let them get to know you before you just jump all over them. And the same thing with people. And oftentimes in the network marketing industry or direct sales, we get just so freaking excited about our opportunity and about our business, and we forget this key step. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Who here has ever been so excited with their product and they did just whatever it was to show it to people without giving permission or giving them a chance to just get to know you? I've done that. If you've done that, can you go ahead, raise your hand in the comments below? Like, has anyone sent a link unsolicited to people? I've done that too. So look, this is that key step. You've got to let them come alongside you and get to know you as you're growing your audience. And this is so important because if you just put your product in front of them, you send them links, people are most likely gonna bite you. maybe not literally, but they might say something a little nasty. So that's just kind of the parallels there when it comes to the whole dog industry, where I had to come alongside them so I wouldn't get bit. And it's the same thing with people. You have to come alongside them, let them get to know you. That way they don't chew you out. Does that make sense? So that's what is so important when it comes to being an entrepreneur. And you do this by sharing your story over social media. You come alongside them. You introduce yourself and what you do. That's the importance of having a live fan page, doing lives to help people get to know you. And most importantly, you want to be vulnerable and authentic to help their walls just kind of come down so that they can begin to engage with you and connect with you, which brings me to my second point of the importance of having different tools in your toolbox. So, engaging, super important. Now, in the dog world, this looks like providing them with value. That could be like treats, praise, appreciation. We address, in the dog world, like, especially because I did a lot of rehabilitation with a lot of dogs, I would have to provide a positive conflict. So putting them in a slightly uncomfortable situation, but challenging them to move forward. That way, it's to build up that know, like, and trust factor. And that was done by teaching them new skills, building rapport as a leader, and then just, like I said, really challenging them to take that next step forward. Does that sound familiar again? All right, like I said, there's a lot of parallels here. This is why I love the network marketing world, and I love being a mentor in this community. So same thing with what you can do on your page. You can create those same parallels. By doing lives on your page, by sharing value, by doing educational and providing those tips that they need, building up that rapport as a leader. I mean, anyone who is watching this can take exactly what I'm sharing, put it on their page, and you're positioning yourself as a leader. You're building up that rapport. That way your audience can get to know, like, and trust you. Now, lastly, the last point and the most important reason to have different tools in your toolbox is that it comes, as a dog trainer, like when it came down to ask a dog to do something different, especially when they were triggered with something. This was huge when I was working with fearful, aggressive dogs or just outright aggressive dogs. I had to make sure that my connection with that dog was enough where they can trust me. Trust me enough to really move forward with what I was trying to get them to do. All right. So anytime, like if I had a fearful dog that was afraid of other dogs, part of my job was to put them in that position to show them that dogs are not a threat. And because they trusted me enough, they sat there and they put their faith in me and they followed through on their end. So anytime I'd ask them to perform, they would do it. It's the same thing with our audience. So when we build up that relationship, that rapport, when we ask them by promoting an offer, and when we ask them to take that next step, that is essentially, that's going to help you promote and have them take that next step to ultimately taking action, buying an attraction marketing formula, buying your product. And do you think if they don't trust us, if we skip those first two steps by building that relationship and making sure that they're engaging and connecting with us, do you think that they would purchase from you? I mean, it's highly unlikely, quite honestly. It's possible, of course. You're always going to have those few, but it is highly unlikely. Does that make sense? If so, go ahead, drop a number 3 in the comments below. And can you see just on how important, like this is kind of like a layered system here. It's not just a one size fits all, but it's a layered system. You've got to build that audience. You've got to be able to grow and connect with them. And then you've got to engage before you build or before you promote and you ask them to take action. So Now, you probably have been heard, or you've probably been hearing about the latest tool that Elite Marketing Pro and soon to be Attraction Marketing has been kind of promoting. All right. They've been working with the powerhouse couple of Carrie and Whit. I absolutely love those two. They are phenomenal people. And they are launching their social media enroller. Now, we've been talking all about tools in today's DDOA, and this is a phenomenal tool that I highly encourage you to add to your business toolbox, because inside of it, they're gonna heavily focus on how to grow a network, teaching you the skills that are needed to do so, even when you don't have any network set in place to begin with. They're going to cover just how to engage with your audience by teaching you how to provide that value and how you can become the leader that you're destined to be. And they're also going to teach you on how to promote to that audience, so that once your followers and your audience really knows, likes, and trusts you, that they're going to follow through on their end anytime that you ask them to do something different or to take action. And if you want that tool, you can easily go ahead and grab it in the description above. I threw it up there just so for your ease. And you can go ahead, grab it. That way you can join in on the live training that you can use right away and begin to develop your skills to help people with different personalities. Just like what I had to do when I was working with more dogs with different personalities. And because of that, because of having those different tools in my toolbox, in my tool belt, like, I was able to help out more four-legged friends than I ever thought that I was able to do. And because I've developed these skills in my marketing, I'm also helping more two-legged friends as well. I know, kind of corny. I had to throw that in there. But look, if that's something that you want to do, go ahead, drop me like a thumbs up. Let me know that, like, this is the right way for you. This is exactly what you want. And then go ahead, click on that link in the description above, and definitely grab the social media enroller and add that into your toolbox right now. So that's it for today, everyone. Like, look, if you got some value from today, let me know. I want to make sure I'm on the right track where I'm here for you. I'm here to provide value for you. Let me know if there's anything that I can do, and if you have any questions about what we talked about, and I will reach out as soon as I can. So we'll talk soon. Bye.